Hello and welcome to this video. Dhammapada chapter 5 verse 14, that's verse 73 in the consecutive numbering. I will now call up the text for you. There we are. Enlarge it for you a bit. Asatam bhavanam ichchaya purikarancha bhikkhusu avasesu cha issaryam puja parakulesu cha. And again. Asatam bhavanam ichchaya purikarancha bhikkhusu avasesu cha issaryam puja parakulesu cha. The verb of this sentence is ichchaya, translated here, let him wish, he might wish for. It's the optative form. There's the root ish or itch. Let me show you on my iPad. There we are. Ish or itch, both make the present tense ichchati. Same in Pali and Sanskrit, ichchati. It's the ordinary word meaning to want. Ichchami, I want. The third person singular, ichchaya, this is now just the Pali form, ichchaya, this is Pali plus Sanskrit, ichchaya, here used in the sense of a generalized statement. You say ichchati means a particular person, you're making a statement, ichchati, a particular person wants a particular thing, that is the statement that's being made. Ichchaya, you're making a generalized statement, you're not talking about a particular situation or making a factual statement about it. You're speaking in general, one might wish, there are people who might want to do that kind of thing. It's a generalized statement. So here, asatam bhavanam ichchaya, he might want. You're not saying that person wants that thing and that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of thing he might want, and you're making general observations about what happens if this kind of wanting exists. So asatam bhavanam ichchaya, he might want the bhavanam of the asatam, literally of the ungood. This word bhavna, we see it here in the accusative form. It is bhavana, it's a feminine noun ending in a long a. In Sanskrit, the accusative would be a bhavanam. In Pali, it's bhavanam. So he wants the bhavanam, the respect or honor, asatam, of the bad, of the asatam, of the ungood. Respect or honor. You've seen this word before, bhavna. It's quite common in the Buddhist scriptures. It's from the root bhu, meaning to be. Bhu makes the causative. In Sanskrit, bhavayati. And in Pali, as usual, the ayati becomes eti, so bhaveti. Bhavayati, Pali bhaveti, has the meaning literally to make to be, to bring into being, to cause to be. And it has a verbal noun, bhavana, same in Sanskrit and Pali. And the literal meaning of the word bhavana is causing to be, bringing into being, also enhancing the being of something, either creating something that does not yet exist or enhancing something that does already exist, making it more. And it's often used, indeed very commonly used, most commonly I would say used in the Buddhist scriptures in the sense of the practice, the development, the cultivation of one's practice. just as, for example, you can cultivate a plant, you can cultivate a friendship, you can cultivate a skill, you can cultivate your own spiritual path. The cultivate means you are, by your efforts, bringing it into being or making it more than it is. So that's how you will most commonly see this word used. In modern India, the word, certainly in Hindi, the word can sometimes be used for a prayer. So, this is Meri Bhavana, this is my prayer, because your bhavana here is a situation that you are attempting to enhance or to create by your prayer. That is what's called your bhavana. It also means, as a secondary meaning, is honor or respect. Honor or respect paid to somebody, because in a sense you are enhancing that person, you are giving him your respect, you are, as it were, bigging him up, making him more than he is, or showing how important you think he is. That's your bhavana of him. So that is how it comes to mean also honor or respect. Asatam, this is the genitive plural of the present participle, stem sant or sat, genitive plural satam, and this is the one where I've done for you, which most of you I think will have seen several times. It's the comparative sheet between these present participle, these stems in at and ant, also in mant and vant and so on. I've shown that to you several times, and you can see it also in Macdonnell at paragraph 85.1. This is one bit of Sanskrit grammar where even if you're a Pali student, you would do well to learn thoroughly, because we see it so often. That's how it is then that asatam is a genitive plural. You know, the nouns, nominals ending in a short a, indeed, and a long a as well, make their genitive plural in anam, whereas the consonant stems, the stem ends in a consonant, not a vowel. The genitive plural is simply, in Sanskrit, with a long a, and in Pali, And of course, Pali also has the alternative form of the present participle. So of the good could be santanam, and of the bad would be asantanam. So the asantanam, satam, asantanam, both are permissible in Pali, but in Sanskrit, only the consonant stem form is permissible, where it would be with an am. By the way, no word can end in Pali with a long vowel with anusvara, with an M. Pali doesn't permit it. So the Sanskrit satam is always satam in Pali, and that's why what in Sanskrit would have been bhavanam, because the word is bhavana. This word would have been bhavanam in Sanskrit, but it's bhavanam in Pali. So asatam bhavanam ichaya. He might wish to be honored, revered, made much of by the bad, the asatam, by the ungood. Now, all of the other phrases here, purikarancha bhikkhusu avase sucha istariyam puja parakule sucha, these are all a series of objects of the verb ichaya. So ichaya, he might wish for these four things: asatam bhavanam. The next one is purikarancha bhikkhusu. Purikara, preeminence, being placed in front. In Sanskrit, it is puraskara. Puras in front of, puraskara. This word kara, meaning doing or making, it often means putting as well. So puraskara becomes, in Pali, the a change to an e for some reason, slightly irregularly, but not serious. So purekara, being placed in front, preeminence. Incidentally, the Latin word facere, to place, to do, make, as in fact, something is done, has happened, has been done. It often has this meaning of to put as well, rather like the Sanskrit kri, to do. So, for example, our word prefect, from the Latin praeficere, meaning to place in front, because the prefect is somebody who was of that group, but some higher authority has he is praefectus. He is put out in front, in other words, made a group leader, given authority of that group by the higher power, the higher authority. So prefect. So the meaning of purekara, and prefect, it's the same imagery, the same idea, and to a large extent the same etymology behind these. So he wants me to be placed in front, preeminence, purekarancha bhikkhusu, among bhikkhus. This usu ending, sorry, I failed to show you my iPad there. I was just doing puraskara, purekara, and prefect. Bhikkhu, and it makes its locative plural regular, so the u becomes usu, so that's how you get bhikkhusu. Sorry, bhikkhusu. And in Sanskrit, bhikshushu. It's the locative plural, I say in monks, but remember that this locative plural also has the meaning of among. So pure he might wish for purekaram, for a preeminent position being placed in front, bhikkhusu, among monks. Next line, avasesucha issariam. And avasa, from the root vas, meaning to dwell. Vasa is a dwelling, and avasa is the place where you go to dwell, and it's used in Pali with particular reference to place where the bhikkhus and the bhikkhunis will go to dwell. So it's monasteries, convents, religious houses, the places where the monks and the nuns congregate. And the nominal ending in a short a, it will make its locative plural in esu. So avasesu, same as purakulesu at the end of this line. So avasesu cha issariam. Issariam means lordship, being in charge. Incidentally, this root vas also, there's a separate root, but coincidentally looks the same, vas, meaning to put on clothes, which is cognate with our word vestment, for example, Italian vestire, and Latin vestire, to dress. So just these are two separate roots, even though they look the same. So this one is vas, to dwell, the more common one. So avasesu, in the dwellings, of the monks, of the nuns, he wants issariam. In Sanskrit, Isha means a god, not supreme god, just a god. And another way of saying it is an Ishvara. Ishvara, a god. And this is one of those nouns, one of the very, very numerous set of nouns that makes an abstract by vriddhi of the first syllable, and the final a becomes ya. So in Sanskrit, the vriddhi of I and I is I. Aishvarya. So the concrete noun Ishvara, the Lord, the abstract noun Aishvarya, lordship. Now, normally you would expect in Pali from Aishvarya to become, I'll give you a wrong form that doesn't exist, you'd normally expect to see something like this in Pali. Isarya, the I would normally become E in Pali, but in fact the Pali reverts to the initial I. So it's Isarya. So Isarya, it's a neuter noun. Isarya meaning lordship, just being in charge, being generally accepted as the chief honcho there, the person in charge. So avasesucha Isariyam. He wants to be regarded as the person in charge in the avasesu, in monasteries and convents where monks and nuns are. Puja parakulesucha, and honors among the families of others. So kula, meaning a family, has also the bigger meaning of a clan. It depends on context. And a para, meaning other. So parakulesu, again we have another locative plural here. Parakulesu, among the families of others. Puja, it's a feminine noun ending in a, and it means honor, puja, worship. Why is it that it is puja, not pujam? Because it's the object of the verb icheya. All the others, it's bhavanam icheya, purikaram bhikusu. And the reason is because in the singular, if it were in the singular, the puja in Sanskrit would be pujam, and in Pali it would be pujam. In the plural in Sanskrit is puja, and here in the feminine, this is nominative and accusative, is puja. And in the Pali, it becomes puja. So when you see puja, icheya, it's the object of icheya, puja, then you see, it must be the plural because it was the singular, would be pujam, but it stays as puja, coincidentally identical in form to the nominative singular, but here we know it has to be the plural. So he seeks for pujas, honors, worshippings, parakulesu, in the families of others. So this word kula, the clan or the family, we have the word kulina, meaning of good family. In the Metta Sutta, we have apagabhu kulesu ananugidhu, not being greedy or covetous, kulesu, for families, for the favors, cultivating favors with families of people. And as a quick aside, we know that deepa means a lamp, and we have the modern Indian name. I think it's more common among the Sikhs, actually, and it's often written like this: Kuldeep, Kuldeep Singh. Now, that is from the Sanskrit Pali, Kula Deepa, the Deepa lamp, Kula Deepa, the lamp of the family. It's an auspicious name given to a new baby. He will be the Kuldeep. He will be the light of the family, bringing honor and light to the family. Good. So there we are for verse 14. I will just read it through for you again. Let me call up the text. asatam bhavanamichhaya purikarancha bhikkhusu avasesu cha issaryam puja parakulesu cha. Let me just put a hyphen there. The families of others. And finally, asatam bhavanamichhaya purikarancha bhikkhusu avasesu cha issaryam puja parakulesu cha. And that's it for verse 5, 1473.